With security concerns running rampant, many businesses are struggling to find out what they can do to protect themselves and their customers. 2011 saw multiple attacks on well-known companies such as Citibank and even the government, which has many businesses worried that they could be next. So at this time, we're going to bring in Marc Gaffan from web security firm Incapsula to talk about these issues and what businesses need to be doing. Thanks so much for joining us today, Marc.
Hi, Abby. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Well, for starters, just tell us about some of the growing web security concerns that have risen over the past year.
Well, one of the things that we're seeing a significant changing over the last year or so is the fact that smaller and smaller websites are being hit with more and more sophisticated attacks. If we typically thought that the Citibanks and the Sonys were the only targets out there, we're seeing hundreds and thousands of websites being attacked on a daily basis with a very wide variety of different attacks, ranging from attacks that are trying to steal credit card data, through attacks that are trying to essentially bring those sites down, what's known as distributed denial of service attacks. You're no longer too small to be a target. And I think that's the big change or the shift in the paradigm that we've seen over the last year.
Wow. Well, a recent report from Incapsula found that 51% of traffic to websites is non-human, which means that it could be content scrapers, hacking tools, and spammers. So how significant is this number in terms of the dangers that it could pose to companies?
Well, first of all, I think that the most important thing that webmasters should be is aware of these numbers. Most people that run a website look at their Google Analytics statistics and they say, hey, this is the traffic coming to my website, and that's what they know. That's what they think is coming to their website. What they don't see are all the non-human entities. And as you said, what we've seen on average, a site that has anywhere between 50 to 100,000 users a month, over half their traffic is non-human. Now, some of that traffic is okay traffic. So you do want the good bots, like the Google bot and the Yahoo bots, coming to your website and indexing you, because that will help you be found on the internet. But 31% of your website's traffic is not good for your traffic, or not good for your website. And what that really means is, as you said, these are ranging from malicious attacks, so bots scanning your website, looking for vulnerabilities, other types of bots that once a vulnerability has been found are trying to exploit that. Other types are posting spam on your website and stealing content from your website. And one of the most important things is that some of them are they may be legitimate services, but do you really want them? So for example, you can go and hire a company today that will scan your competitors' websites a couple of times a day, and if anything changes on their websites, they'll let you know. It's a legitimate service, and anyone's free to come to your website, but do you really want that? And would you want to be able to prevent that? I always give the analogy of, if someone's just prowling in your back door, in your backyard, they're not doing anything bad for you, but how safe does that make you feel? And I think that that's the same scenario here as well.
Right. Well, aside from being aware, what do you think companies should be doing to protect themselves?
Well, companies can put measures in place to control who's coming to their website. They obviously want the visitors, their legitimate visitors, their shoppers, their readers, their audience, that they are, that the website's there for accessing the website, but they should have better visibility and better control on who they let in. They should have tools in place that will let the Googles and Bings and Yahoos and all the other legitimate services that need to access the website, and anyone who has no legitimate business at their website should be kept out.
So what type of solutions does Incapsula offer, and how can they help businesses in this fight, basically?
Well, one of the key elements of what Incapsula offers is this type of website security. It's not just preventing the malicious attacks like the SQL injections and the cross-site scripting attacks that are more known for their attempt to try and hack into your website and steal your data or take over your website. But we also offer this type of what we call bot access control. So we can identify all these different bots and give you the tools that you need in order to make a determination on who should be able to access your website, who should not, and based on that, keep your website clean of those that you don't want accessing your website.
I also understand that Incapsula recently partnered with PCI compliance and security service providers. So can you tell us about these partnerships and what it means for small to medium-sized businesses?
Absolutely. So if you're an online merchant and you're processing credit card data, you have to obey or you have to comply with what's known as the PCI, the payment card industry standards. And those are different standards to protect credit card information. One of the measures that you have to put in place is what's known as a web application firewall. And part of the Incapsula service is the web application firewall. So by using Incapsula, we are helping our customers comply with PCI regulations. And adhering or complying with the PCI regulations is a pretty tough task, and there are service providers out there in the industry, like those that we're partnering with, that help merchants, big and small, to comply with PCI. And they cobble together a set of all the products and services and tools that those merchants need in order to be fully compliant with the PCI regulations. One of the things that they do is they use Incapsula as their web application firewall and help their customers check that checkbox essentially in the PCI compliance guide.
Well, that's very interesting. Marc, thank you so much for talking with us today. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Abby.
You're very welcome. And for more information on security solutions, visit Incapsula.com. Reporting for WebProNews, I'm Abby Johnson.